Sagittarius, my darlings, how are you doing? Let's deep dive, because I can see you've been working really, really hard. I feel like I'm connecting with an entrepreneur. Straight away, I said, this collective is spinning around in love and light, and money is significant here. So we're talking about love, light, and money. And it's about your evolution. It's about your reawakening. This lets me know you've been off grid. You've been out of the way. You've been incredibly burdened. There's been a lot going on in your life, but you are a businessman, a businesswoman, a provider. You've got things to do. You've got bills to pay. You've got dreams to catch. I nearly wanted to say chase, and I said, no, we don't chase. We attract. Yeah? But you're catching that dream of yours. You're not putting it down. And I know for a while you have been really, really burdened. Someone's been carrying this massive, massive dream. Humongous. Go to hermitology.me, see what I do for a living. You will also discover I too carry many dreams as burdens at this time. Do you get what I mean? You've got to be in it to win it. Well, there goes the alarm. Extra confirmation there for you. You've got to be in it to win it. So many people give up on their dreams. They don't know how to bring them to light. I want to speak about flourishment. If you do want to learn more, definitely go over to hermitology.me and look at all the sections. I am specializing in human flourishing, positive psychology. This is a big part of what we do over here. This isn't just tarot and alchemy and me being a shaman, a guru, witch, light worker, bad bitch, queen. I mean, should I keep going? But it is about being brave, taking that risk, standing in your power, owning who you are. The lightest people on this planet, right? They will be blocked, they will be burdened, and it will be incredibly difficult. Anything worth having isn't easy. So you have to keep going and you have to push through. And the biggest part of that is quite frequently letting go of dead weight. I'm getting drawn to a vision and a thought I had yesterday when I was thinking about how many people I've had to let go of to get to where I'm at today, and how anyone really, really successful, like really, really successful, they evolve and they leave people behind and they shed their skin and they shed their colours like a caterpillar to a butterfly. You shed your old skin, you get rid of those layers. It's now giving me eczema. So I don't know if you suffer with eczema, or however you want to refer to it. I was practically born with eczema, came out the womb with eczema, allergic to this reality, allergic to planet Earth, allergic to humans, hence why our embolism over here is so alienistic. I've really, really struggled, and my skin is always peeling, and I find that really fascinating now as I'm talking about it as a metaphor with you guys. There's a reason I'm really sensitive and always shedding skin. And why do we have eczema flare-ups? This is a little bit of chemistry and quantum psychology coming through now here, because the reason eczema is a thing and we have allergies and reactions is our body is rejecting, purging, removing, releasing. So I'm connecting with someone who potentially has had illness, who has allergies, who has eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, contact dermatitis, who has rashes. I'm getting hand, foot and mouth, right? I've worked in a nursery, and quite a lot of children in the nursery used to have hand, foot and mouth now and then. It's a bit like shingles, chickenpox, something that can kind of be spread from contact. And I'm talking about contact infections. I'm talking about someone who could have an infection right now and they keep getting it and they're in contact with another person quite frequently. I'm also now being guided to share a story about women that keep getting vaginal infections. I'm trying to say this in the nicest possible way. I'm mincing my words as well as I can. But women that get vaginal infections like thrush quite frequently when they shouldn't, because they're sleeping with their partner and their partner's sleeping with somebody else who has thrush and they keep getting it. Oh, I've got chlamydia again, I've got an STI again, I've got an STD again. And I cleared it up, so I'm confused. the person you're with is cheating. Yeah, we're looking at something like that. The main message coming through with that, as much as that's a bit of a grim one to use as an example, the main message coming through with that is there's something that's been impacting your reality over and over again in a really, really negative way. The tarot hasn't even hit us yet. I'm just channeling this intro, so bear with me, hit like and subscribe. The tarot is coming in a minute. But the simple fact of the matter is something in your reality is infected, infested, and repeatedly reoccurring in a negative way because of your surrounding environment, others, or a specific person, a way of life, a way of believing. Jinn is significant for you. Now, when I speak about jinn, which I have done a little bit more in some of the TV tarot readings that are out. Go and look at the titles and the images in the TV tarot reading. In the one with the image of the TV show Dexter and the TV show Arrow are going on possession a little bit, and someone really going through something, specifically with their health. Someone potentially being given medication by someone that they shouldn't really trust, or who isn't in it for the right reasons with them, right? So if that resonates, go over there too, okay? But I definitely want to tap in with you briefly before we even start addressing the tarot on that jinn energy, because it gives me something about your spirit, and about your spirit being weighted down, and about your light reduction, okay? So they're giving me light reduction, and they're giving me this kind of ideology where you're always reduced down to size by somebody else, and that size is never quite accurate. There we go. They're giving me accurate to size, true to fit. You know, when you buy something on eBay or Amazon or even Shein and the sizing's wrong, yeah? You're always in the wrong sizing category, and that's not even because you are not reading the centimeters and the inches and the measurements right. It's not that you're misinterpreting the size guide, yeah? It's because there's discrepancies in the text. I'm trying not to nerd out with you guys. When I say there's discrepancies in the text, sometimes when you're shopping, I'm a nerd, so stay with me. This is really important for you and this jinn energy that's lingering, okay? Because sometimes when I'm shopping and I'm getting something in a specific size and it has to be right, okay? I'm looking at it and they're saying this is centimeters and inches, but they've only showed one set of numbers, and the numbers are skewed a certain way. And they're saying this is plus size, this is bust size, waist size, very specific. I have a very curvy body. I need the right size. But sometimes when I order from very specialized places, specific kind of websites, or even try and get something cute that wouldn't normally come in my size, I have to do the extra background research. And sometimes when I do the extra background research, they're still deceiving me, because they're saying that this is this size, and it definitely isn't. It's false advertisement. It's lies and deceit. So you keep bumping up to and engaging with, meeting resistance, having some serious issues because what's being presented to you isn't quite accurate. Because when they say it's this much inches and it's that much centimeters, but when you check it out, that doesn't add up, because that when you cross-reference the centimeters and the inches, they're not the same. And they're saying that this is a size 20 crop top, which is a 4XL. But when you do the background and you check it, it's actually a 2XL, and it's not a 20, it's a 2. That's the best example I can give you, and I'm getting irritated as I do it because it's such hard graft, is the point, yeah? I'm a plus size queen. I've got massive assets on my chest, and I like my assets to be well looked after and well dressed. And that is sometimes a real fucking nightmare to deal with. So you have your own struggles. Yours appears to be more professional and less shallow than mine, if that's the right term, right? Self-obsessed, we could throw in there if we want to. But nonetheless, or maybe there are questions to have about being shallow, about being self-obsessed, about how you show up, about your confidence of self, you know, about the effort that you put in, how much work you are putting in to get the right fit, the tailoring, yeah? The tailoring on the suits, the oversized versus the... I want to go on a fashion haul now, to be honest, and talk about size and clothes and colours and fabrics and layering and stuff like that, because I really do love fashion as well. Stay tuned to hermitology.me because we haven't unlocked our fashion department yet, but we will indeed, you know? So, let's dive into the tarot. Knight of Swords is out first, yeah? And it shows me the now moment is you picking up pace again, you really, really moving forward with a lot of intellect, yeah? You could be dealing with a Libra, you could be moving towards a Libra, you could be cutting a Libra out of your life. Either way, Libra's significant, yeah? I just get Libra, 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 and this is obviously a Sagittarius reading. So bear that in mind. Temperance is here, okay? Because the Temperance card is on top of the Knight of Swords and it's talking about tempering out this relationship. If it's not an actual Libra, let's just talk about the Judicator vibration, the Arbitrator vibration, the Justice card that I often associate with Libra. That's my Libra energy. It's about setting things in stone, making sure the ledger is accurate, making sure the balance is correct, making sure the accounts are up to date. Everything must be, it's giving me tooth and nail. I want to say tooth and nail, yeah? But sometimes it's been like pulling teeth, yeah? So whatever you've been going through, it's been like pulling teeth. But now you're balancing that energy out. Back of mind, 10 of Pentacles. Mind on my money and my money on my mind, okay? Well done. That's where it's meant to be. And that's why the front of the mind is Judgment card. Because you are having a rebirth and a reawakening into this life that you truly do desire and want and deserve. You deserve this. So I love doing readings when the vibration's right. You deserve this. It's nice for me to feel so intuitively tapped in with you guys today. That says a lot about your character, your vibration, your energy, who you are. Hit like and subscribe if you are dedicated to the journey of self-growth, self-worth, healing and human flourishing for you and others as well. What we do here is not just about ourselves, it's about helping other people as well, and that's a beautiful spirit and a beautiful heart to carry. So well done you for exuding that vibration through the hells, because it's showing me 10 of Wands in the past position. You've been burdened because you're carrying other people's dreams as well. You could be a clairvoyant. You could be a psychic medium, tarot reader, healer, spiritualist, leader, manager, CEO. Some kind of corp is developing from what you're doing now, which is really, really nice, yeah? Your own corporation. I don't know what it's in, but it's awesome. And feel free to share more in the comments. Put your links in the comments as well. Share alike. Other people may find you and be inspired and connect with you through this reading in the future. So embrace that opportunity. Not only that, yeah, with the 10 of Wands, I'm being guided to talk about all of these other characters in your reality and the role that they play. And they've given you so much light, yeah? They've given you so much enlightenment. Okay, I don't want to be here too long, but I've got a long ass narrative coming to my mind, so I'm going to scale it back and give you this in the briefest way possible. As a spiritualist, yeah, as a spiritual life coach, and doing human flourishing and positive psychology, and doing developmental psychology as well, studying childcare and development, how we all grow, and that leading into me doing tarot and working with you on the line like I do now, that stems from other people showing me their light, yeah? Right now in this reading, you're showing me your light. You're showing me everything, yeah? I can't do this reading without your spirit, without your light, without your desire to show up and want to know more. You've come to me today and gone, I hope the hermitologist can see me. I hope the hermitologist can see my light. Most people can't do that. Most people go, I'm going to stay in the shadows because I'm full of dark. I don't want my darkness to be seen by another. Yeah, most people are shrouded in darkness and they want to hide from that element of self. That's what's so beautiful about spiritual awakening and the spiritual journey. People want to outrightly say, look at me, I want to be light. Am I light enough? Can I be lighter? What is light? Where is light? How do I be light? We're seekers, yeah? Beautiful. And that's what you're presenting with. And in that moment, I always say, I benefit immensely from doing these kind of readings and connecting with people because it teaches me. Because in the now moment, I'm telling you about your reality. I'm being guided by the divine and the cards and my clairvoyance and my spiritual gifts and my intuition to tell you what the best course of action for you is. You're saying, look at my light. What do I do with all of it? And I'm going, okay, well, your light is destined to do this. Your light can go here. Your light can go there. Be that light. Like, it's my job to help you flourish. It's my job to take all of the assets that you exude and show you how to use them more positively in your reality. We should live like this every day. We should converse like this every day. I'm not one of those muggle kind of people that's going to sit around and going, oh, the weather, let's talk about the weather, let's talk about mundane shit. No, I'm a deep soul, I'm a deep spirit. You are too. And you look at other people, you're rare. Let me tell you, you're rare. You may have a rare personality style, okay? I am an INFJT, I believe. Advocate as well. Let me know what your personality type is in the comments. Go and do a personality type test and then let me know. And share your opinions of it. I am one of the 1%, hence the alien embolism. But knowing that, I can clearly see similarity in your energy because I'm going, this character, this Sagittarius energy, instead of being jealous when they see other people, and now I've really learned what jealousy looks like over the last few years and how it presents in the ones you love the most sometimes, yeah? And it's really rare for you to be around someone who doesn't carry jealousy, doesn't carry a jealous seed. It's rare when you meet someone who looks at you and goes, wow, that's amazing. Wow, I want you to win in life. And even when there is jealousy, because no one's immune from carrying these traits and these feelings, when someone has more than you and you're in lack and you have less, just owning the fact that you do shifts the vibration. Because I remember when I was coming out of a lack of consciousness, and I was just waking up to what jealousy was, yeah, during the spiritual journey, I realized in the moment that, whoa, I'm jealous of you. And I would say it, I would out myself. Outing yourself is a great liberation if you are truly sin-free and aligned to the light. When someone gets an amazing opportunity or has an amazing opposite experience in their life that I would one day wish to have, I went through the phase where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. You're so lucky. And that was me being genuine. And that was me letting them know, I wish I had that. I'm so jealous of you. That is a beautiful quality and trait to have. For a period of time, we do have to evolve beyond that and really check that shit. Eventually, in any way it shows up, but everyone's at a different stage on their journey. But many people that I have met from the darker side of life are seething. Their face is squinted up, they're angry, they're venomous. They're going home to write your name in their burn book, in their black book. They're going to start burning photos of you. They're going to do voodoo. They're calling their best friends, their sidekicks, their partners. They're crying. You ever been around somebody who suddenly gets severely depressed when you win in life? You just got amazing news. You're doing amazing things. You just got a new opportunity. And that person that's close to you, that's meant to love you, has just slipped into depression. That is a real serious sign and a real serious problem. And that's the example of jinn and energy around you that will ruin your fucking life. Yeah? Because some of the burdens you're carrying are for people that only have jealousy for you. I've also had to learn that. As a spiritual life coach, helping other people, I'm telling them what to do. They're coming back to me however frequently for the advice, for the guidance. They're paying for a service, or some of them are getting it for free, or I'm just a friend helping them along the way. But I'm a seer, I'm a sage, so I'm going to give. And I'm a confident, loud leader, bubbly person, so I'm going to own that narrative. Little did I know in my naive phases of evolution that they were going to resent me for it. You keep coming to me for the alley-oop, for the next step, for the guiding light, but really you're bitter, really you're vexed, really you're teething from me. Imagine I gave you all of this on a platter and you still gone behind me and teethed. You're still resentful and angry. You still carry bitterness in your spirit. Every time I help you and you grow from it, you're really vexed, low-key, because I know the way and I'm helping you succeed. That's fucking toxic. That person's got some deep ancestral curses and jinn that you can't help. And with the 10 of Wands being in that position, that's exactly what it speaks of. It speaks of your awakening to that. Once again, we came in talking about the shedding of skin, didn't we? That's the shit you need to shed. Those are the lights you can't take with you. And it's even worse because now they tried to burn you, right? Not knowing that you are indeed the light source. How are you going to burn the light? Can people burn light? You can't burn light. So they burnt themselves. And now you ascend and move forward. Someone's moving forward with a lot more than they could ever imagined in their life because other people burnt them. So it left you more leverage and more free reign and more control over your projects, your plans, your business ideas, your money, your net worth. Your life just flourishes because you left others. Yeah? And you said, I can see your light. You could be like an agent or a manager. I can see your light. I can take you to the next level. I could help you grow. I could help you be it. Sounds a little bit egoic. Gives me Jay-Z vibration with the I'm in charge, and everything about Jay-Z's going viral at the minute. And that clip of him and Rihanna where he goes, you either sign the contract or I'll throw you out the window and we're on the 29th floor. That's doing rounds and going viral again because of the current events. And it gives that energy, you know. And firstly, it's a little bit of banter. Firstly, I'm so sick of all these ideologies of humbling someone. I've also seen the Little Mama and Jay-Z and Alicia Keys clip viraling up the place again as well. And all these stories are coming out, fresh stories coming out, literally just yesterday, 1 day old, I saw on the timeline today, about how Little Mama was apologising to absolutely everyone she could, and Jay-Z was vexed that she came on stage and and blackballing and blacklisting people in their careers. There's a lot to say about that in relation to whatever you're going through and whatever you're dealing with, because I genuinely do see how important your role and position is. And I can only pray that you are really, really conscious and aware of how powerful you are and what it means to be the light that you are. Yeah? Please make sure that you remain the light that you are and not the dark that you could be, not the dark that other people imply that you are, because I get really triggered by blackballing and blacklisting. I've had many experiences of my own. I make enemies in my sleep. Yeah, I am the light. The moment I do me, there's gonna be a problem because I shine bright. Yeah, I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum, like neurodiverse to a whole nother level. Clearly I'm clairvoyant. I see it, I say it. I'd move in my own unique way. The ideology that anyone can pull up on me and try and humble me, it's not about that. And when you try and humble someone, let's just understand, you're you and I'm me. There needs to be no conversation about humbling no one. I'm going to get irate now as well, because my energy's just about to go off. I'm going to start spitting a dirty 16, maybe a 32. We're already 24 minutes in. Maybe at 18, who knows? But I'm getting vexed at the thought of it as well, because it's a situation of, why would anyone need to be humbled unless you're outrightly saying you're above and better than them? That means you need to humble yourself, God complexer. Do you get what I mean? Like, who are you? Why can't that person be whoever they want to be in the now moment and exist freely as them? Because it took you 20, 30 years to get where you're at. Because it took you every ounce of you to establish you. Yeah, same for me, same for them, same for him, same for her. We're all on a unique journey. We're all doing different things. We're all meant to be in different industries, sectors, salaries, pay brackets. Don't mean you've got to be a conformist and act a certain way like the others are. You never have to be anything you don't want to be. If you want to pull up and bust on stage, that's your prerogative. And you will look stupid and like a dickhead because that wasn't your performance. And you should have sat down. But she was a fan and she was lit up in the moment and went off with it. It was a really beautiful performance, even with little mama doing that, because in my opinion it outrightly went, that's real homage. And look at this little girl who loves this man to pieces. Look at this little girl who just loves these two, and she reps New York. It just felt right. It felt holy. She was taken over by the Holy Ghost. You can see she's got jinn. She had jinn in that moment, and it weren't dark jinn, it was light jinn. The Holy Ghost took over her and she was in heaven, on earth. Yeah? They were the pastors at church, running the word, delivering the scripture. And she got taken over, started speaking tongues, ended up on the stage. That's what real artistry does. That's what real light does. That's what it should be. Yeah? Same way Kanye lost the plot and pulled up and shut down the Taylor Swift scenario. He was overtaken by spirit. That night, spirit was present in the room. You want to start talking about Illuminati and Jay-Z and Beyonce, then boy, we are here today. Right on cue, because the virality is alive and well. But let's get back to the reading, because I lost myself. I'm irritated as well now, low-key. Because now I just want to start bitching about a range of other stuff, which is low-key off topic, but you're going to need to start journaling. You're going to need to start doing your own audio voice notes. Like, you see this audio I do with you guys right now? This started from me just doing it with me. This is like a detective or investigator who just clicks on their olden day tape recorder and goes, Tuesday, 19th of May, 2 o'clock. I've identified footprints and a splatter of blood, right? Sherlock Holmes vibration. Like, look, I'm taking the mic, but it's like philosopher. It's like research. I'm a researcher. I'm an independent researcher. I'm an investigator of life itself, of universal law. So we need to keep accurate records and logs of this, yeah? Memoirs, memories, and that comes through audio. That comes through posting, tweeting, writing, rapping, dancing. That comes through living life and keeping an accurate ledger of that, keeping a chronological log of your life. That comes from building a business, building an empire, building a legacy. That comes from your body of work. Where is your body of work? When I learned about what a body of work was, it was such an amazing phrase for me. It really took me to a place of grounding, because then I understood my purpose in life. Because when a CEO said that to me, a much, much older person who had established much for themselves, and he was talking about his body of work and me developing my body of work, in that moment I felt really privileged to know that I could control my body of work. And that's what you have. And whatever role you've been in, if you're an agent, manager, you're signing people and giving people deals and contracts, remember that they have their own body of work. You need to be able to allow that person to be liberated. I want to go in on Rihanna and the fact that she's not back in the scene anymore, and how sad that is. and the reasoning behind that, and also the stressors in her reality that have created all of those problems as well in relation to Drake and Chris Brown and her whole life story. Do you get what I mean? Go over to Hermitology Tales and dive into the power of stressors. One of the podcasts over there where we teach and we talk about some really intensive shit. She's a prime example of psychological stressors. And yet so loved and adored by the public. And yet the severity of her abuse incredibly public as well. And then it makes you wonder, is there going to be more music coming from Rihanna? And what is it going to be like? And where are we at with that era, you know? Especially with the stuff going on right now. The future card is the Emperor. That's why I've had this conversation with you. Because the Emperor card is outrightly screaming how important it is for you to be morally integritous, because you are in charge. You are the leader here. And gatekeepers. And I could go off on gatekeepers. And people that block other people's blessings. It really is a fucked up world. So many people in this world deserve a better shot. Little Mama could have potentially been a lot further in her career. And in that moment, she went with the Holy Ghost. And after that, she fizzled out. You know, whether or not that was the media shutting her down, or whether or not Jay-Z genuinely shut her down because he wasn't happy, is a whole other conversation. Either way, it's sad because it highlights the significance of gatekeepers. I have had to go above and beyond to get to where I'm at in my life right now, because a lot of people outrightly wanted to blackball me from everything I was doing. And that was the greatest blessing I ever had in my life, because no one can ever take from you what's really yours. Yeah? They can try, they can steal it for a little while. People can steal whatever they want. They can mirror, they can mimic, they can copy, they can clone. But whatever God has inherently given you will indeed be yours. And what God, I said this in another reading on the TV Tarot, what God does for me every single time someone tries to take from me, yeah, knocks me down on the court. God comes in, gives me the alley-oop, gets me right back up on the leaderboard, 3 points. Yeah, I start doing 3 pointers when someone takes from me, when someone tries to gatekeep me. Any time in my life, facts on facts, where I've listened to God and gone that way, and He's told me my destiny's this way, go, and I've just been me, pulled up. The enemy has looked at me, you ain't shit. But I'm shining bright. What do you mean I ain't shit? Humble yourself. You ain't it, queen. Okay. Oh, cool. Suddenly, I don't do anything. I don't do sorcery and magic spells. The kind of stuff I do, you'll see is on her 7D consciousness. I just do me. Yeah? I just listen to the Lord. I just protect my energy. I just keep my shields up. Keep my vibration high. I listen to the Lord. I embrace Hinduism more than anything else. I do mantras. I don't wish ill on no one, not even my enemy, because I'll feel it. The simple fact of the matter is, any single time someone has gatekeeped me out of nowhere, I've seen them just crumble to the floor and disintegrate into dust. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm scared to even pull up with my light sometimes, because I'm like, God, please don't wound them. God, please, they're good. Like, now I'm starting to deep how much God has me. I'm like, oh no. God's saying go that way, but what if they are really anti my life? It's going to be a disaster for them, because God's going to clear the way regardless. And like, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad to know how protected I am from the divine. That's how much of a pussy I am. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm like, my God, please allow them. Please, God, please. God, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to do exactly what you said. And I'm going to present it all to them. But please, I can't take another person falling to the floor because they're not of light, Lord. And Lord just looks at me like, you're stupid. This is your life and your mission. The demon must fall out of the way. Get up and move. And I don't know why I'm sharing that with you. So personally, we're getting deep on this channel. I'm really going in, and I like it because you get to see who I am. And I like to think that that will help you see who you are in context to it. Yeah? Because we are one. And if we're pussies and we don't share who we really are, how will we ever grow? And if we need more light in this world, yet where we're surrounded by darkness, we're never going to get there by running from the dark and never speaking on it, or negotiating how light we can be in certain company. You could be the richest person in the world, the greatest person in the world, the most powerful person in the world. And am I supposed to kneel at your feet? I don't know you. I don't know you. And I don't care about your money and your outward appearance. I see spirit and I see vibration and energy. So when I pull up, when we connect, that I'm connecting on a neutral basis of I've never met you, I've met you now. So me and you are equal from the start of time, from the moment we met. I don't care about your clout and your persona, and anything that you bring to the table is absolutely fucking irrelevant to me. So don't come at me with any humble vibration whatsoever. Why would there be any need to humble anyone in this situation where we're equal? Oh, you've got a complex where you're above me. That's the problem in your reality. Because ain't no one taking away from you, and ain't no one who glorifies themselves as the Most High ever going to have any real need to devalue anyone else's reality. That stems from insecurity, and that means we're starting to pull on lower vibrations, and that means we're honing in on sin. And that's where God comes in and steps on the thing and says, wait, my child, you're acting Luciferian right now. Are you light or dark? Choose a way. God lets them choose, or they choose for themselves in the now moment because everyone has free will, and suddenly, bam, Lucifer comes to collect his child. Because God don't carry the dark. But Lucifer will pull up and collect his. And that's the mind frame I have. And that's why I'm so successful in life. Because I know where God is and I know where Lucifer is, and I step correct. All day, every day. Can't believe we just went here. Feeling hella ignorant right now. Page of Wands. This is a new beginning for you, okay? It's a young beginning because finally we're getting to a position where you just have one wand. And that's your light, your power source, your drive. You were trying to carry everyone with you. You know what? Sometimes life is so easy, you make it more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah? It's like Rosalind Franklin, I believe her name is. She mastered DNA. And the DNA helix. Such a long time ago, yeah? When she was alive, she mastered the double helix. It was a piece of piss to her. It was so insignificant that already she jumped off and was deep in the triple helix. This is an example. I can't tell you if all of this is accurate. So go and check that out. Rosalind Franklin, yeah? And the crew that was around her, all men, they were trying to master the double helix. She already clocked what the double helix was. It was insignificant to her. She was not interested enough. She's giving me neurodiverse energy where her brain's high functioning. She's going for the triple. She's studying moleculars on a whole other level, more advanced than the double helix. But the universe don't know about the double helix yet. So these men are out here. These men end up getting a Nobel Prize of the double helix, and some of her evidence and her work and her body of work is now a big part of their legacy. They've pulled up, taken the double helix. She's unfortunately died before she even got to finish her work. But that's sometimes what greatness looks like. And some great minds will just be like, I'm not interested in that. The world hasn't even mastered that yet, but whatever, I'm over here. And that's because I feel guided this way. And they were like, no, you should be focusing on this. You should be focusing on this. You should be writing white papers on this. She's not writing white papers. She's not out here in the scientific field, in that research community as well. If you want to get like a Nobel Prize, you want to get an award, you want to get an honorary, you got to be clouting. So you got to be clouty, you got to be out here, you got to put your findings out, you got to get your name out there in the field. Rosalind's like, no, I'm keeping my head down, I'm focused. Like, she's about her craft. Sometimes that's your alignment with spirit. That's your higher self. Sometimes you've got to do that. Sometimes you just got to navigate, and I want to say negate your way around what is out in the world versus what you carry, and toe the line between the two, and let everyone be who they want to be, and understand equality. Do you get what I mean? And if you want to live a life of you're not equal to me because I'm richer than you, you're not equal to me because you haven't had this many years on the planet. We all have ego, and I will run joke and I will come for people all the time, and I will boost myself up and act like I'm better than anyone when I want to act like a dickhead. Do you get what I mean? When I want to go into that vibration and bant and have a laugh and a joke. But my true internal compass is I ain't shit. Because the cosmos has already taught me that Earth is nothing but a graveyard full of spirit to the cosmos. We ain't shit. In the grand scheme of things, we are a granule of sand, salt in this dimension. So we can get on our high horse all night and day. But when it starts to cross over and really fuck with people's spirit, that's where we lose ourselves and go to the dark side. Next card out, death card. That's what needs to die within you or within the others. That's what needs to come to an end here. It's right next to your 10 of Pentacles, because the cycles that people repeat again and again in their life come from the instability of their spirit. Yeah, mind, body, spirit, mind, body, and soul. It all matters. When we talk about dark people that win in this world, and dark spirits and evil spirits and people that believe in the dark side, Satan, Lucifer, all of that, some people win in life because they're dark and they love the dark and they embrace the dark. I'm not saying you can't be dark and win. You can. A lot of successful people in this world choose to be inherently dark and they win through it, because all you need to do is you need to channel your spirit into a source, and you can choose light, and you can choose light, or you can choose dark. But that comes with repercussions. And you can either have Lucifer as a father or brother, or God as a father or brother. And the way that Lucifer treats you ain't the same way God treats you. The way that God lives, you see, in God's house, imagine what God's house looks like. Imagine what Lucifer's house looks like. Where are you trying to live? Some people would enjoy to live in hell full time. No, that's not for me. People choose their own dimensions. People choose their own realities. People choose their own afterlife. My grandparents in spirit, my black grandparents and my white grandparents, tell me two very different stories, or show me two very different realities after life for them. My nan and granddad on the white side, who had more of a universal cosmic belief system, both were cremated. They fly around the cosmos. They tap in ethereally all the time, incredibly easy from the other side. They're dust. They're nothing like dust particles floating around all the time. They travel the cosmos. They move through dimensions. They have the maddest abilities in afterlife. They're actually reincarnated. Some of them are reincarnated. Some of my ancestors on that side are reincarnated already in human again on earth, but still speak to me in spirit as their old self. They're multidimensional. There's madness going on with them spiritually. My Jamaican black side, who believed in heaven, this is going to offend a lot of people who believe in Christianity 100% and heaven, they tell me that their heaven is everything they dreamed of, everything they manifested, everything they wanted. But they had no idea that there was more beyond heaven. And if they did, they would have dreamed different. That's what they tell me. Because they say that what my grandma, specifically Jamaican grandma, says, exactly as I pictured heaven in my head, how I thought it would be, is it. But heaven's just one dimension. There's still other things going outside of the heaven that we created, and we just really now just stay in our heaven because that's what we believe life was for us outside of it. Like, so it's got our family and friends in it, it's got all the people from the afterlife in it. It's nice, it's heaven. We're in heaven, we're happy in heaven. But compared to your grandparents and how they travel ethereally, and because they were dusted instead of buried, yeah, because our physical body's still here on earth. We're still 10 feet under the ground in physical form. A lot more conversations to come out on these platforms about mummification and what that really meant in Egypt times, and why all of that is so significant today. Because the information my grandma gives me, and they're happy, they're at peace, yeah? But initially, when my white parents and black grandparents came together in spirit, they were like, whoa. There was a massive mix-up and confusion. Much conversations happening in the spirit realm about why are we here and why are you here and how are you doing this and how are we doing this, and it was a big boy conversation. So bear that in mind about what your belief system is. Try and have more of a universal belief. And I feel guilty for saying that as well. I was raised on Christianity. I believe in Christianity heavy. But what I have been taught is Christianity is a earth-based religion. Christianity doesn't really exist out beyond the Karman line, out beyond the cosmos, yeah? Hinduism does. Brahman is the supreme god, in my opinion. He's cosmic, order, karma, dharma, all religion combined. He is the supreme, yeah? And whether or not you believe in that or not, or even atheists have sometimes a better potential in life than someone who has a really, really rigid belief on heaven. Imagine you think heaven is this, or imagine you think hell is that, and then imagine when you're on your deathbed and you think you're dying, you think you're going to hell. You're going straight to the hell, and you tell yourself over and over again and affirm you're going to hell. You're going to go to the hell that you envision in your mind. Yeah, we can all go to hell on earth in our mind. Do you get what I mean? So imagine you're only going to do that in spirit. And there are opportunities to evolve and ascend and come back to earth again, and my grandparents will decide whether or not they want to be reincarnated further down the line, and if they want to evolve spiritually and what that will look like for them across the cosmos. But it's been amazing for my grandparents on the black side to see my grandparents on the white side and see what kind of liberatory privileges, white privilege, they have, because they didn't hold so tightly onto religious belief. And that's religious privilege. It's not even about racism, but we can make it because someone's always racist on the line. So you can enjoy that, you know. But it's the mind frame. Following cards after that, the strength card and the fool. It's going to take real strength for you, and you may feel incredibly foolish to take that risk and stand in your belief system. Do you have any idea what it's taken for me to be able to speak to you the way in which I do today? About my gifts and abilities, about who I am and how I work and how I function, and not feel stupid. I came from Christianity, a Jamaican family, hardcore Christian, who'd cuss me out. I wasn't allowed to do any of this stuff. I didn't start doing any of this stuff until I was like mid-20s, like 26, 27. I didn't tap into spirituality until then. But I was clairvoyant in childhood. Had my clair senses on lock since I came out the womb. Couldn't use it, forbidden. Shunned upon, abused, violated in major ways, taken advantage of because of my gifts. A lot of adults knew I had gifts from a very young age. A lot of children abused for having gifts at a young age. That's why I do what I do in my career as well. I ain't going back in the box, and I'm not going to pretend to not be gifted, and I'm not going to pretend that things are not crazy and wrong when they outrightly denounce my belief system. They act like I don't exist. The way that mental health is managed right now, and the way in which they imply that clairvoyance isn't a real thing, they don't even acknowledge clairvoyance in science whatsoever. But I'm real. That's a disrespect. That's an imbalance on earth. That can't carry on without me checking it, because God didn't put me here to be disregarded and ignored. You think I'm going to let the planet blackball me? No. You think that me and the Earth's atmosphere are going to be in dissonance? Could never be. Impossible. I want to say impossibile. No. We will rectify the problem. We will find the light. And guess how that comes through? Even though I'm acting ignorant and getting rude and feisty about it, because that's who I am. But the truth of the matter is, it comes from listening to the Lord and being of light, and not being ashamed to be a little bit spicy when you need to be to get your point across. Yet owning that you are light. Don't do anything dark, voodoo, dark witches, obia, all of that. I don't do that. But I speak truth. When I came into spirituality and I really started to awaken and say I'm doing this, I was given Kali Ma as my guide. Kali Ma's tattooed on my arm, Hindu goddess, the most scariest goddess I've ever known and seen. And they were like, that's you, so you're going to need to learn to look at her, and you're going to need to be comfortable with that representation of you, because truth be told, you're Kali Ma. And Kali Ma don't fuck about, and she don't play no games, and she really does balance out all darkness. She destroys demons, that's why she looks like that. Yeah? So whatever that mission is for you, that's going to make you feel silly, look stupid, and you're going out there performing in ways that you normally wouldn't, and taking risks in your career, owning your identity, owning your spirituality, owning who you are and who you're meant to be, going through this reawakening and stepping into your light completely, finally, you've got to be strong enough to do that. And you've got to be comfortable with feeling silly. And if that means being unhumbled, being humbled, be accepted that you were blackballed or blacklisted, or forgiving, forgetting, letting go, there's a lot that comes with this. Yeah, there's a spectrum of ways in which we've blocked other people. I'm sure, I can't think of an example here, but I'm sure I've blocked someone else's blessings in one way or shape or form without acknowledging it. Simple things like, no, I don't want them to come, I didn't invite them for a reason. You know, you don't want them there. Why don't you want them there? If you don't want them there for a negative reason, because you're scared about it infringing on your light, you want the attention, you want the light on you. That's a low vibration. That says you're insecure. Yeah. Always go a little deeper. Always look at the layer a little bit more to understand the root of your behavior. Start to understand the root of your actions, and then you can make a judgment decision on whether the root of your actions was based in light or dark. Then you'll realize what you're kind of working through. And once again, there is no judgment for darkness. Many of us have been born in darkness. Many of us only know darkness. Yeah, but it's the conscious awareness of that and the desire to evolve and change. And you ain't changing to be light so you can fucking sing hymns and prayer and dance around and tap dance like you're the fucking Holy Ghost. It's because you want to lift your spirit up, and you want to be the best version of you, and you want to align to the Most High, because the Most High is you and you are it, and because that's why you're on this planet, to evolve and learn and be more and do more and give to the universe. Yeah? I hope that makes sense. I hope that finds you well. Feel free to share more in the comments, and I'll be back soon with more love and light.